which I love being alone. I love being up in this crib by myself. Don't ask me where I'm going. I'm going home. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is there to do but go home and enjoy being alone? You know what I'm saying? And gotta leave you alone. So, like, just leave me alone, girl. Leave me alone. Who know that? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Kyrie and Rashid Show. So glad that you decided to come back for more. So what up, though? So what's up? Excuse me. What's up is that, I had a good little workout today. I'm probably tired, but it ain't hit me because I've been moving. I've been shaking, I've been baking, so it ain't hit me yet. Okay. What else? I had catch-up sessions with Melissa and Lulu. And Lulu in college and stuff, so we don't be chatting it that much, so it was good to do that. I'm going to little my. They told me to stop calling him that, but my nephew, because my sister's got kids, okay? My nephew's first birthday party on Sunday. Quick trip, in and out, 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours. Probably, no, like literally 24 hours. Gotta make sacrifices, man. So I'm going to that. Monica talked about, it's a dress code, red, white, and blue, America. No, I'm just kidding. She talked about it's a dress code. She got printed shirts. I'm like, I love black people just doing black stuff with his face all over it and stuff. I'm like, so if you're giving me a shirt, why I got a dress code then? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving me a shirt. Anyways, so that's coming up. And this episode is about when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in my back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as the... I don't know the words. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. I need love. I need love. That's what this episode is about. So what had happened is like every month, maybe month and a half, maybe two, I get this feeling like, where the boys at? Where the boys at? Boys at? Where the boys at? Where the boys at? Boys at? If I holler, boy, holler right back. Who know OMG girls? You're not one of them, OMG girls. But I'd be like, where my man at? Every once in a while. And maybe, it's like my period that really just like get to clicking and like accessing that side, because 90% of the time, like, I don't really like men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like them, and I think they're weird. And, I'm fine up in here by myself. And I was just talking about it with Melissa, like, we talking about this alone versus lonely. Okay? This alone versus lonely. And I ain't talked about that in a long time, but when me and her chatted, it's like, which I love being alone. I love being up in this crib by myself. Don't ask me where I'm going. I'm going home. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is there to do but go home and enjoy being alone? You know what I'm saying? And gotta leave you alone. So, like, just leave me alone, girl. Leave me alone. Who know that? Not y'all. Stop it. I just sorry. Yeah. And then like that little 10% is like, damn, it's kind of lonely around here. Maybe I need a hug. Give me a hug. Yeah. So getting into that, it's like, also look at my little green, what you call this? Sweater. A sweater. I'm not really sure what I would call it. It's my little sweater. It still got the tag on it. I had to take, since I was getting on camera, I had to take the sticker off the front, but my tag hanging out the back. Look, you never know when you need to return something. Okay, no, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not gonna return it, but I think it's cute. It's like a little crop, so like if I raise the roof, okay, then you might see my little tummy tuck. Anyway, sorry. Alone versus lonely. Okay. Let's take it back in the day. When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But these days, I still wish I was a kid again. My fault. So I used to always feel lonely. I get lonely. Fan mail. Fan mail. I get lonely. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I used to always feel lonely, right? But I used to cope by always doing a bunch of stuff, and also I just was very, very insecure. I was ugly. I didn't think I was cute. And then my brain was like just really negative. So to drown out those thoughts, I just had to feel it. And that's I was the extracurricular girly. Now I did love all of my extracurriculars. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time in all of them. But it was a means of me not having to think about what's going on at home. So then by time I got home, it was really I could really just go to sleep. I had to go to sleep, hurry up and go to sleep and get ready to wake up the next day and do it all over again. There's no time to think about the stuff. So then there was a time in my life where I was in a really bad relationship and I was young bull, 14 years old, man, freshman year of high school. Bad relationship. Okay. Really bad. This is bad, real bad Michael Jackson. Now I'm mad, real mad Joe Jackson. Anyways, really bad relationship. And after that ended, my godmom, she's like, maybe we should do like a vow, like for a year, you got to learn to like love yourself and learn to be alone and not lonely. And I was like, what? I like a challenge. So I did it at 14 years old. I did it. Okay. And granted, I wasn't out there being fast. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fast and I didn't have like a bunch of boyfriends and all that stuff. It just like I was very young. The brain is very malleable. And it was a pivotal point where you're like 14 years old. And it's something that clearly is a part of my story now and like has changed the trajectory of like what I think about men and relationships and all that stuff. Like it really changed me in that manner. So to combat that, we tried this. And this, I wasn't going to therapy or nothing. Okay. I've been going to therapy. You know how they say it back in the day. We're not telling the people nothing. We're not going to therapy about that. So we just did stuff solo dolo. And I didn't really know how to do all the therapy and all that stuff either. So Melissa's like, yeah, maybe just go in 1 year, learn how to love yourself and be alone and not lonely. When I tell you, now looking back at it, I'm like, really, I really did that at 14 years old. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's really getting in the field? Like I was getting in the field. Nobody. Yeah, so I was in the field. And like I was really journaling. And this is probably like when I really started to clock in with the poetry and the writing about stuff. And Melissa's a better timeline type of gal, but I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on this. But during that whole year, sometimes it felt like it was long. And yes, there was times that like, I was like, damn, fuck this vow. What? Let's get back in the field with the friends and the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't fast, but was I pulling? Yeah. Do I know how I was pulling? No. Because I never gave a fuck about how I looked. And that was a reflection because I thought I was ugly. I would be put together, but like the stuff I would be wearing, I'm like, oh, I'm an athlete, whatever, who gives a fuck? Hair uneven. Your hair uneven. What are you wearing? Sweats, hoodies, just stuff that didn't match. Never gave a fuck. Hair not done. I'm like, I'd be looking at the pictures like, what is going on, girl? Like, but I was the life of the party. People love me. It was clearly the personality because my appearance wasn't given. But I will say that even to this day, I'm the type of girl that, yes, am I going to be in the hoodie and sweats 90% of the time? Yes, but that other little percent, okay? That other little percent, when I put that shit on and I dress it up real nice, girl, you look good, okay? Girl, you look good. It's just now the difference is I take pride in what I look like, even in this, the sweats and stuff. I'm still gonna wear the sweats, but like my hair is gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna look reckless. I might have a little bit of earring in or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna look decent at least at the end of the day. I'm not just gonna walk out the house not looking like shit. If my hair not done, I'm gonna put on a hat. I'm gonna put on a wig. You know what I'm saying? I just take a little bit more effort in that manner. Is my face beat all the time? No. Natural, bare batty. You know what I'm saying? Bare batty most of the time. There's only 1% when I'm putting on a little makeup. Okay. So that's like the difference of then versus now. But when I was in the vow, y'all, the demons was trying to come for me. Okay. I have a like a I'm bad in love. Just kidding. Not bad at love, but I have a very negative like relationship with men in general because when I'm growing up, it's always some weird stuff going on. Whether it was some grooming, whether it's they just looking at me a certain way. I was very developed as a young child, and like me getting in trouble for wearing shorts and a tank top when it's like not my fault. It's the weird ass uncle or it's the weird ass dude that's over here that's looking at me, and I'm 12 years old. It's not my fault that I look like this. It's actually y'all fault for making me. I look like this because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that has really like it's always played into how I view men and like how I'll be like, oh, what's going on in my thought process where I'm just like, does he like me? I'm not sure if he likes me. Is he just fetishizing me? Because majority of the time it's been like a fetish. It's been like some weird ass stuff with older men when I was a child, way older than me, like pedo vibes. And like, bad relationship. And like I got cheated on in the only relationships I ever had. Now, granted, I be saying they don't count because it was in high school, but I'm like, damn, that's how I was introduced. And now I had no boyfriend since. I said that was enough for me. That was enough. But during this vow, there was another older guy. I was getting ready to be a sophomore in high school, and he was getting ready to be a sophomore in college. And I don't know, I just be getting like, my spidey senses start tingling when something going on, but I always second guess because I'm like, damn, like, is they being weird? Like, do this boy actually like me? Like, that would be dumb if this boy / man actually is like liking me this way, but he doing weird stuff where I'm like feeling like he low key liking me this way. So that's something that's since I was a child, I'm always like, damn, like, is this man liking on me this way? Or, and it's messed up. It's real messed up for real. And that same thing happened. That man, that getting ready to be sophomore in college, me getting ready to be sophomore, he was liking on me that way. And I was in my vow. Now, that vow saved me from a lot of trouble. Okay? Because when you young and you're like, oh, girls be like, oh, that teacher handsome. Or the boys be like, oh, that teacher cute, she bad, stuff like that. So when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, so cute, but like he grown, so it's just like I'm a kid. But that didn't matter to them. That didn't matter. So long story short, the boy liked me. He liked me, and I was like, what? And like, he was like, dang, like we could be PG, like, but I'm just know I'm trying to fuck with you. You can fuck with me. And I'm like, what? I'm sitting there, mind you, I'm in Melissa's house, and I wonder if she remembers this. I'm in her house. I vividly remember I'm sitting on the toilet in her bathroom, and this man is telling me this, and I'm like, what? And then I looked up. I said, dang, you in a vow. Because one thing about me, if I say I'm going to do something, I got to do it. I has to see it through, my boy. So the vow saved me. The vow saved me. Because I literally said, listen, I'm in a vow right now, and I real with what you talking about? At 14 years old, I'm like, I'm in a vow, and I can't do that. I just can't do that right now, and we cool or whatever. I don't even know what to say, but I just kept saying my vow, because I didn't know what to say. Mind you, looking back on it, it's like, what the fuck was going on? What's wrong with you? Not with me, but like with him. What's wrong with you? Me in my head, I'm like, Spidey senses tingling. I'm like, is this sus? But I'm also young. Like, what? This older dude who in college like me, he like me. But you're in trouble, okay? You are in trouble. You need to beware of what's going on. I wasn't aware until later on. And I don't know. Maybe Melissa knows. Maybe I did tell her. Maybe I didn't. I feel like I told her. And I'm like, because I had to be around this person a lot, very often. Very often, like 5 days out of the week. And crazy stuff. But the vow saved me. And then after that guy came another dude, which eventually been, what am I trying to say? Who eventually ended up being my next boyfriend. He liked me. And I was like, oh, so we would chop it up. And I'm like, oh, we could be friends, but I got a vow. And I'm not dating. And I thought I was really doing something. I'm like, but I'm not dating. I have a vow. We could be friends. So me and him was really becoming friends. And like, so I thought, I liked him a little bit too. We was friends. But then he tried to like slick, like, I can't wait this long. Like, I just really like you and I want to be with you. And I'm like, boy, we is 14. You just fiending. Okay. I said, all right, well, I guess this is that. And I stood on business through the vow and I said, all right. But then he came around because he knew when that vow was up. And I don't know if I told him what the date was or what, but he sure did come right back around when my vow was finna be up. I said, wow. He got me, y'all. He got me. But I finished the vow. That's all I'm gonna say. I finished the vow before anything else happened. And through that, I learned a lot. I did a lot of writing, did a lot of reflecting, went to church a lot, started to get closer to God. I feel like not really, accessing, but Melissa was really the mentor and the one, guiding me along the way of what to do and how to move and how to carry myself. I was just trying to mimic whatever she was doing pretty much because she was a bad bitch to me. She had, y'all, we was just talking about it. This lady used to come to school suited and booted. She had the shortcut, okay, with the bang in the front, with the swoop in the front. Had her makeup, she would have her makeup done. She would wear big hoops all the time because she's a hoop girly. She would have one, like any type of dress on, like, but the slim waist, like dresses on, and she always had a heel on. I'm like, she's a bad bitch. She's not one of them. She's coming here with heels and dressed to the bee's knees every day. She never played. With her two kids, like, I love her because she got her own. I was trying to do it, whatever she told me, because when I was looking at her, I said, that's a bad bitch right there. How do I get there? Mind you, she was still learning too, obviously. She was still learning too, but I took whatever she said as law. Whatever Melissa said was law, okay? Because she had her shit together, and my situation was not together at all. So that was like the vow was like my first like trial of like being, learning how to be okay with being alone. And it really is like my mental where it just talked to me and say all this negative stuff and about childhood and about what you went through and like trauma and that you can't do it. Just real mean stuff that my brain used to do. It gets back there from time to time. And then as I got into college, it's like, I still was learning it. I didn't have no boyfriend. I had people who like lusted after me because of my body seems, yeah, real lust. But nobody ever was trying to date me for real. And I did go to PWI, so they wasn't looking for me. They really wasn't looking for me. And it did make me feel a type of way. I'm like, where the boys at? Where the boys at? Boys at? If I holler boy, they wasn't hollering back. But I wasn't hollering either. Because, I like when they come to me. I don't really put myself out there for all that stuff. But yeah, I had to learn more in college. And then when I went overseas, man, you was alone. So I think overseas really put me in that mode. Like, but you here to grind, you here to hoop, you make your friends, but you was alone. So I really was mobbing in the streets alone, going to do activities alone, going to coffee shops, going to the library, getting books, working out. I was doing it all alone. I had, roommates and I like had my own hotel room, but like I just like doing stuff alone. I just like to do stuff how I like to do it. And like if you want to do it with me, you can, but I'm doing it at this time because this is what I like to do. So I just really clocked in. I'm like, bitch, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And that overseas life must have really just shifted something in me because the way I don't want to interact with nobody. Mm-mm. I don't want to talk. Can we talk? Not at all. We can't. We can't talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hang out. I do want to hang out sometimes, just like this much. But all the other much, I don't want to hang out. So now I just like being alone, but that little percentage where I be like, I need love. I'm like, damn, it's kind of lonely in here. So it's not like 100% of the time I'm like, bitch, fuck everybody. Let me be alone. Like I said, every, month or so, I really be like, damn, looking around. Where everybody at? Where's my man at? Where's my man at? I don't know. Then with that, and like lonely versus being alone, I tried to front because I was better, I started to like being alone. I started to front like, I don't want to be married. I ain't getting married. I don't care to have no boyfriend. Da, da, da. But you lying. You lying out the ass. You lying. You know you want to be married. You know you want a man, but you're just trying to act like you don't to like really just be a big stepper. Like, another layer of armor. Like, y'all not finna get to me. You're not finna get to me. I don't need no man, which I don't. Okay. But do I want it? Yeah, man. Yeah. And it was probably like up to like a year or two ago when I finally admitted it, and I had to do that in therapy first. I'd say, listen, I'll be fronting. I do. You just stop fronting, babe. I be fronting. Like I ain't trying to get married, but let's get married. I kind of hit that. Like, let's get married. But the problem is, I ain't getting married, ain't popping no kids out, ain't doing they tenure if it ain't the right way. The right way. And for me, the right way is you got to date, you got to be engaged for a little bit, then you got to get married, then you got to hang out with yourselves for a little bit, then you have kids. I was talking to a dude and I was like, I got to plan like 5 years this, 5 years that, and then 5 years. And then after those 5 years, then we can have a kid. Because I want to make sure it's secure. And he's like, okay, I feel you. I don't know how realistic that is. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how realistic that is either. But when I'm like, yeah, nah, that's my blueprint. We got to really we got to talk about everything. Come and talk to me. We've got to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't ask me to get married if you ain't never talked to me about nothing. Don't bring up nothing. Don't ever get down on your knee in front of me and ain't never one time brought it up. I'm going to have to say no. We have to talk. We've got to talk. Now, I do love to talk in my intimate relationships, in my close circles. I love to talk. But out to the outside world, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk at all. And then recently in therapy, I'm like, listen, I used to be one way. I used to be more affectionate, and I'm trying to figure out how to get back that way. But as of late, I feel like I don't think I could access the affection and emotional part of me as much or like I used to anymore unless like I find a romantic love. Is that bad to say? But that's like how I feel right now. Could that change? Yeah. But I'm like, I see how I am with my kids. With my kids, I'll hug my kids. My kids as in the ones I coach. I'll hug them. I don't have no problem. I'll hype them up. I'll have handshakes with them. I gas them up while also coaching them. I love the kids. I love the kids. So I know it's in here. I know it's in there. I used to be a hugger to the people I like. Now it's like you gotta force that out of me for the most part. But I just feel like I don't know, for me to really access it. Like I need love. Does anybody understand me or no? Maybe not. Maybe not. I just feel like I got a soft side to, like I got a soft side, but this world and my experiences just really forces me to act like big dog, which I am. I am big dog. But like the soft side don't be allowed to really come out because I'm in these spaces where majority of the time I got to be big dog. I got to stand on 10 toes. I got to stand on big business, and you know not to play with me. You know not to really like come and mess with me or interact with me. I talk about this like even with the dynamics with our parents versus the kids. Like they be making jokes about me and how they know I don't want to talk to nobody. But then you see me, they also see how I act with their kids and how I coach their kids and how I'm goofy with them. Everybody don't get access to it. But I'm like, how do we get her to be a little softer more often? I'm not sure, but part of me feels like, where the boys at? When my husband comes and finds me and is ready for me, okay, that's gonna help me just a little bit. Now I do like her, like all the time, all the time. So now what? We are balancing being alone versus lonely, because now I've shifted from loving being alone a lot more and feeling lonely a lot less, which ain't a bad thing. Ain't a bad thing, but because I like being alone so much, I have to force myself to do hangouts and go outside. Okay. Which I did last week. Last week I did really good. Okay. Even after a work day, I hung out with a group of friends to the wee hours. You know what I'm saying? That was good. And then the next day after coaching, I went and hung out with Jordan, and we got coffee and we chopped it up and we had lunch, and then I went to therapy or breakfast, one of them. Okay. And then I went to therapy, and I was like, okay, look at you. You're getting outside just a little bit, just a little bit. Here and there, but then I be drained, and I'm like, all right, that was enough for me. Let's try again in 3 more weeks. Okay. Then I'll go outside. But then it's also like, how you gonna meet people? Cause I love a community. I love to be a part of a community, and like black people, specifically black community and all that stuff. But I have to put myself outside to do stuff like that. You feel me? So that is what I'm trying to balance. That's what I'm trying to balance. I also still don't like men. Okay. But I am attracted to them. It's a hard balance. You know what I'm saying? And I think like there's a guy in my realm right now where it's like he has shown me all the red flags. Like absolutely not. Like no. The answer is, my name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. All those types of things. But there are certain traits I'm like pulling, right? So I told my therapist, oh yeah. Okay, so I told my therapist, like, no. Everything about him, no. At first glance, I was like, okay, let's see what we're working with. And then as I've, got to know him a little better, I said, no, absolutely not. It's not going to work. Like, to play around is not going to work either. Okay? But there are certain traits that, why does my voice keep doing that? There's certain traits that I like. And I learned that I love a little bit of acts of service. I love that if you do, or if whatever I ask for, or even if I don't like ask it straight up, you're like, oh, I could do that for you. I could fix that.
I can fix that.
The window's blown open.
I love I could fix that. What? I could fix that. I love that. And I just learned that. I said, okay, I like that. But I don't like you. So that's what I'm learning as well. I could pull little traits that I like from the people, even if I don't like them. You get me? You feel me on that? See or no? See or no? And I started being intentional because I'm like, yes, you want to be married. Let's get married. And like, the Bible, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And then my godmom said, but what you gonna do when you find that good thing? Because I'm a good thing, okay? I'm a great thing. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? You better do something good. Tell me something good. Okay? You got to tell me something good. You got to. Hell yeah. So I have a question. Tengo una pregunta. Okay? Do you need love? Do you like men? Do you like men? Let me know. Like, do you like men? Are you attracted to them as well? Because like you don't have, they both don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You can have one or the other. You got both. You got both. But yeah, like, do you like men or are you attracted to men? Do you want to be married? Do you want to be married? Do you want to be in love? Everybody need love. All you need is love. All you need is love, 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 love. How often do you feel lonely? Do you like being alone? Let's talk about it. Those are my preguntas. This has been another episode of the Kyrie Karashi Show. So glad that you have decided to come back for more. Get at me. I'll see you soon.